With the catastrophic Texas flood triggered by the former Hurricane Harvey expected to worsen, early estimates suggest the financial damage it has inflicted has already run into tens of billions of dollars, and one forecaster has predicted the final bill could be as high as $100 billion, £77 billion. The tropical storm continues to batter southeastern Texas, where it has so far claimed at least 9 lives, and is expected to reach southern Louisiana. Thousands of homes have been flooded, forcing residents to seek emergency shelter. U.S. authorities estimate 30,000 people will need shelter. So far, predictions of the final cost of the damage vary widely, although Harvey is expected to be one of the costliest storms in U.S. history. Some analysts are putting the likely damage at $30 to $50 billion, but point out that not all of this sum will be covered by insurance. However, David Havens, an insurance analyst at Imperial Capital in New York, told Bloomberg News the final bill could reach as much as $100 billion. This compares with economic damage of $176 billion inflicted by Hurricane Katrina in 2005, which included $82 billion of insured losses, and the $75 billion economic losses caused by Hurricane Sandy in 2012, of which $31 billion was insured. The figures are from Swiss Re Institute. Chuck Watson, of U.S. data analytics firm Enki, said Harvey is so destructive not because it was a Category 4, but because of the rain and flooding. I would not be surprised to see numbers approaching $42 billion, which would put the storm in the top 10, and at the fringes of the top 5, most costly storms in U.S. history. As personal insurance policies tend to exclude flood cover, most of the flood-related claims will be borne by the U.S. National Flood Insurance Program. However, many people in eastern Texas have failed to buy coverage from NFIP or have let their policies lapse, the New York Times reported. It said many never had to buy flood insurance because their property was not listed as being on a 100-year floodplain. Donald Trump said the cost of recovery from Harvey, the first natural disaster during his presidency, would be very expensive, but pledged that the federal government stands ready, willing and able to support that effort. Barry Corns, a London-based analyst at Panmure Gordon, said the wind damage and flooding, which was showing no sign of let-up, was likely to cause total economic losses of $30 to $50 billion. As for how much of this is insured, Edward Morris and Michael Huttner, insurance analysts at J.P. Morgan Cazenove, said at this stage, it remains early to provide reliable loss estimates, but something in the $10 billion to $20 billion range appears likely, and could easily be exceeded given the extent of flood damage. Lloyd's of London firms Lancashire, Beasley and Hiscox are expected to be the worst affected UK insurers. Corns estimates they face bills of at least £100 million each. Harvey has swamped the Texas oil industry, which processes a third of America's oil. Companies including ExxonMobil have shut down their facilities, and it will be weeks before refineries return to full operation. This is likely to push up gasoline prices at the pump. Goldman Sachs estimates that refinery shutdowns have affected 3 million barrels a day, about 17% of refining capacity. The slow-moving nature of the storm will likely lead to these shutdowns continuing in coming days and may generate persistent damage as well, Damian Kervelin, the head of energy research at Goldman Sachs, said in a note on Monday morning. Apart from energy, the construction and shipping industries will bear the brunt of the commercial damage, according to the Lloyd's of London insurance market. It said it was too early to put a figure on the likely damage. A spokesman added in terms of Lloyd's exposure, which in Texas includes the construction, energy, marine and hospitality industries, will likely play a key role in the restoration of damaged businesses and communities. In the last 5 years, the Lloyd's market has paid out $6.3 billion in catastrophe claims payments in North America, so this is an area where we have deep experience. Andreas Van Emden, an analyst at Peel Hunt, said the U.S. flood program bears all homeowners' losses up to $4 billion and only transfers 25% of the next $4 billion to the private reinsurance market. So if Harvey triggers an $8 billion flood loss, reinsurers would face a $1 billion claim. He estimates insured losses of up to $12 billion. Whilst Harvey is a major event, we do not see this as being the size of a Katrina or Sandy, he said. The top 5 natural disasters, insured losses and total economic losses: 2005 Hurricane Katrina $82 billion, $176 billion; 2011 Japan earthquake and tsunami $38 billion, $229 billion; 2012 Hurricane Sandy $31 billion, $75 billion; 1992 Hurricane Andrew $28 billion, $46 billion; 1994 Northridge earthquake $25 billion, $73 billion. Source: Swiss Re Institute.